right, we're rolling. This is it. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 36.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Let's go with 36. If
I
we
think
didn't
it's 36.
if we didn't do 35, we'll skip it all together.
I'm pretty sure we did 35.
Okay.
So episode 36. If this is episode 35, I'll just change it to 35 on Spotify. But
Yeah, I guess we have that capability.
right. Yeah, technology exists.
Yeah.
But here we are, episode 36. And it's been a couple weeks.
It's been a few. It's been a few weeks.
Been
I
a
think our
few
last
weeks.
episode was first week of July,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
Because you left for Tampa. When was that? Like the 10th?
No, that was before that.
Yeah, but didn't you go twice?
Yeah. Both before that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, July flew by.
Yep.
Because we were in Jacksonville, I think, July 15th.
Yeah, we did one, then you were in Jacksonville, then I was coaching a different camp, and then we had
that's
our
what it
camp.
was. Right, yeah.
And
We've
your
been all
family
over.
was in town.
July is always insane.
And now
for
we're
us.
finally back. Yeah.
I feel like August is the month where we like transition slowly back into like youth hockey, your training, and things start to kind of get into
Ramp
hockey
up again.
season.
Yeah, back to hockey season mode. We just had our camp, but now all of our goalies a lot of them are getting ready to start their season within the next, I'd say, 4 weeks.
Yeah, most of them within the next 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Garner plays 8U and his first skate is the 19th.
August
which is
19th.
Like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep.
And you're going to be coaching for the first time. You're a full-time youth hockey coach, right?
My first time being a head coach of anything.
Of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it'll be fun.
So now that's another feather in your cap for the coaching world.
Yeah. Yeah, like I needed another one. Yeah, I don't know. I thought life was stressful enough, but let's see. I thought, you know what? What's a good way to calm down? I'm going to try and organize a hockey team of 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
16 of them to be specific. And
Yeah.
2 teams. Because we made
Right.
2 teams so that kids could actually get some ice time.
Right, that's smart. That doesn't sound stressful at all. That sounds pretty easy.
That sounds like a walk in the park.
Right.
But I'm excited. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. I mean, hockey season, you've been, for the most part, used to playing all the time, and now you're coaching full time. So you get to see that side of it, and probably still make the season go by just as fast.
Oh, it's going to fly by.
You know?
I already know it. Another thing to add in is August, kids go back to school.
Right. Everyone's go back to school.
Which you don't have kids yet, but when that happens, it's like the whole
Way more
schedule
hectic.
changes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's more hectic. I mean,
just a
for
different,
some
it's just
people,
a
I'm sure it
change.
is.
It's just a change.
It's just a change,
Yeah.
but it's kind of more. Actually, it's kind of less hectic. Like if Garner didn't do any sports like hockey,
Right.
it would be way less hectic because now he's like for 8 hours of the day he's at school.
He's at school. Yeah.
Whereas like right now he's in there driving his mom crazy. So it kind of becomes
Right.
less hectic.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. But anyways, yeah, we just finished up our goalie camp. You and I've had a couple of conversations about it. We thought it was the best camp we've done yet.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It just went so smoothly.
Yeah, it was very smooth.
You know?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say quick shout out to the parents and goalies and staff. I feel like everybody made it so easy. So
You're forgetting one category.
who?
You're a NASCAR guy. Come on.
Hang on. So hang on. Oh, okay. Well, I know what you're saying. Now I know what you're saying.
Yeah, come on.
I was gonna say we didn't have a NASCAR driver guest speaker. I would have thanked them.
Oh, that would have been incredible. But no, we did not. We didn't have anything close to that.
Central State Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vaughn, obviously. Vaughn Custom Sports, that was great. I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings
yeah.
providing food.
Shout out to Tim, our guy.
Tim, yep. Radioactive,
Mm-hmm.
jerseys, hats.
Birmingham Bulls.
Birmingham Bulls. What did they get?
They let us use their facility.
Right. Yes. Facility. Ray Pack, equipment manager.
Mm-hmm.
Best-
Ray Pack's not a sponsor. He's a paid employee. He doesn't get a shout out.
Right.
He's part of the staff.
He's part of the staff.
Yeah.
Right. But he did. He was he definitely had to do some equipment stuff, skates and whatnot. So
for those of you listening that don't know, our camp, we do it here in Birmingham, and we get to use the Birmingham Bulls dressing room, which is just like awesome because the kids get to show up. For one, they think it's cool because they get their own professional hockey stall for the week. And then they also get access to an equipment manager, which is obviously something you don't get in youth sports.
Yeah.
So
neither of those two things.
So Ray Pack, the Birmingham Bulls equipment manager, he'll come in. He he'll spray all their equipment when they're done with the day to make sure it's like disinfected. Yep. He puts out loops prior to camp, hangs them in all the kids' stalls. When they get there, they one of our coaches, I think Dyson did it this year, explains to the kids how to properly put laundry on a loop, which sounds simple, but it can be kind of,
I definitely didn't do it right the first bunch of times.
Yeah, when you first see it, you're like, how is that going to work?
Right.
And then, the kids just get to leave their gear there, which is a benefit for the parents and the kids.
Right, and Pack does the laundry.
And he sharpens their skates. Right. I think it was after day 2, I saw like 3 kids.
Yeah, there are a few up there. Yeah.
Write their names on the board.
That's great. Hey, that's awesome. That's what it's for, right?
Yep, that's what it's for.
Obviously, Kelly coming in, dietitian, doing classes, and getting our meals in order so that they're healthy, proper, fueled properly.
Yep.
Garrison.
Yeah,
Garrison and
he was
Josh.
Awesome. They were both
at
awesome.
D1 Hoover. Yep. So there's a lot of people. The point is, there's a lot of people that made this run really smoothly, and it ran very smoothly. So we're thankful for that.
Yeah, and the goalies just did good.
The goalies did awesome.
I can't think
they made it easy.
Aside from maybe the odd 7-year-old kid that may or may not be in my living room right now complaining. I don't think I heard any. There was no. All the goalies had a good time. Yeah. They all worked hard. They're all super respectful, great kids. Yeah. Which is, all we can ask for, is effort 100%. And respect all around.
That's really all we care about.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't care if you suck. It's fine. We're there to help you with that.
Right.
It's more so, just working hard. That's the biggest thing.
100%.
Yeah.
So, a lot of people to thank. We're very appreciative. So I guess switching gears, today's topic.
What are we calling today's topic?
I don't know. I would call it how to play your best in like a playoff or championship style game. Just keep it pretty easy, right?
Yeah, no need to complicate it.
Right. So there's been a lot of interviews with NHL goaltenders and PWHL goaltenders about how to turn your game up in playoffs, basically. How do you play your best in a playoff, or I guess in youth sports, if it's like a tournament championship game or a semifinal game, how do you turn your game up so that you play your best and you just play phenomenal for those games? That's what we're talking about.
And it sounds like, based off the articles, the answer may be to not turn it up.
Right. And this is the hardest part of this whole thing, is that the answer to that is actually you don't do anything to turn it up. You just go out there and play your game. That's the overarching answer.
Just to prepare you for everything that's about to be said.
Right. But I think that over the course of my career, certainly in the last 10 years, I think that that's something that I've learned over time. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a conclusion I had come to. So it's cool when you see people in these articles like Vasilevsky, just being interviewed and talking about the same things.
Yeah, it happens at every level.
And that's this year's Vezina winner.
We saw Bobrovsky do it 2 years ago for the 3 games in a row in the Stanley Cup final.
What, try to turn his game up, try too hard?
That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we've talked about that before too, is that we thought that was like our
diagnosis.
Yeah, diagnosis. I was going to say prognosis. I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't know what prognosis means, so can't help you.
I think that's like your outcome.
I think when you diagnose something, that means you figured out what was wrong with it. Right. Yeah, you haven't fixed it yet.
Your prognosis
you just figured
is maybe your answer for what's going to happen. I feel like it's a medical term. Anyways, these are both medical terms. But what we decided was that, you don't if you go out and try to play, you're like, okay, it's a championship game. You're like, oh, I want to play really well. I need to try super hard. You just go out and end up kind of chasing the game, and you're not really ever focused because you're always like, I need to try super hard to be focused, and then you just take yourself away from being focused. Mm-hmm. Right? But if you just go out and play, you can let your mind relax, and then at that point you'll be in the zone and you'll play your best game. And that's when you end up winning the championship game or the playoff game or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. You want me to roll off?
Well,
that?
it's just I don't know if you had anything to add to that.
I mean, there's so many things going through my mind about it. And I was actually, as you were talking, thinking about grabbing the computer and actually reading quote for quote some really good stuff, because it's one thing to hear it from us. It's another thing to hear it from, there's like Andrei Vasilevsky.
Right.
Who else was on that article?
There's a couple of different articles, but we had Vasilevsky, and Renee Debian.
Yep.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I think you did.
I don't speak French.
I should.
And Renee Debian. Right.
I found out this weekend I'm like 50% French Canadian.
Isn't your last? Isn't your mom's maiden name LeBleu?
Yeah,
LeBleu.
LeBleu.
Yeah, I could have almost told you that.
That would only be a quarter.
All right.
So then I had my grandparents
LeBleu.
here, and we're having the conversation. I'm like, "What else are you, Grandpa?"
Right.
And he's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, it sounds
French.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "What about Grandma?" And he's like, "She's French."
Right.
So
yeah,
I should know French. I don't know.
Right. I was gonna say. Yeah, LeBleu. Yeah, the spelling. I just don't know how to pronounce it, obviously.
Grew up in a French town. Buddies are all French.
Right.
I'm not French.
Right.
But you nailed it.
And then Darcy Kemper was in there.
Vanacek.
Vitek Vanacek was in there. So the point is, it's a broad range of goalies that kind of have all come to this conclusion. I read one earlier this year with Scott Wedgwood saying that the reason he thinks he played so well this past season was that obviously it helps being on Colorado, but was that mentally he wasn't going out there and trying to get a certain outcome of I need to give up 2 goals on 45 shots. He was like, I'm just going to go out there and just try to stop each puck and just relax and play, and he ended up playing better because of that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think he did it so well that he actually at times outplayed someone who physically is more capable than him.
That was in like December.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Blackwood probably has, obviously athletic-wise, is crazy.
Crazy.
It's like he's like
size,
not a real person.
athleticism is just crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Blackwood's mentally weak.
He almost doesn't count.
I'm just saying maybe that's how good Wedgwood got at this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but over the course of his career, which is now spanned, I'd say, over 10 years probably.
Oh, it has to. I remember watching him in the World Juniors when I was a kid. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Has 14 years. Well, I guess he could have been in the American
League. I didn't realize he played. Well, I'm just saying pro, but I didn't realize he played World Juniors. That's cool.
Yeah, he was Canada's starter.
Scott Wedgwood.
I think he won a champ. What do you call it? A gold medal.
Probably. If you put money on Canada winning a gold medal, you're almost always right.
Yeah, you got a 50% chance.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Especially when Russia's not involved. It's like, okay, now they have a 70% chance.
Right, but at that point they would have been.
Yeah, at that point they would have been.
But So, anyways. I think we can go into kind of different things that each goalie has said and sort of talk about this, because I think obviously we all care about, playing our best in a playoff game and winning a championship game. We want that. We want those outcomes. So we want to go out there and try to control that and force those outcomes. And I think just as goalies, there's no way we can do that. We can just go out there and stop as many pucks as we possibly can. And then the outcome that comes from that, we have to live with.
We've said before, it might have even been last episode, that the goaltending position, you don't control the game.
Yeah, you don't have any control over the game.
And for you to try and control the game it never leads to anything good.
Right.
So,
it's just tough. It's like you try so hard to focus, and then because of that, you're always wondering, how focused am I? And then because you're always wondering about how dialed in you are, then you're like never dialed in. Whereas if you just go out and you're like, I'm just going to try to make saves and stop pucks and enjoy it, then you just kind of naturally it happens. When I say naturally it happens, that presupposes that you have put in a ton of work to get to the point where that's going to happen. You can't sit on the couch all week and eat Cheetos and Oreos.
Just be like, I'm not thinking about hockey at all right
and then
now.
You go out there like, I'm going to play sick.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
All I have to do is not think about anything and I'll play sick. No, but you're doing the work. I think you have to be very intentional with your work and what you're putting in to get good at playing goalie, but then not intentional with the results when you go into an actual game. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You're breaking this down very well.
Okay, so I think we could start with some quotes. I think we should start with Anne Renee Debian, because that's kind of where we started earlier today.
Oh, crap, I'm out of this article. Hang on, I got to find it again.
Right, this is over the span of multiple articles. Once again at In Goal Magazine.
It was in this one, because you were just talking about something that she literally said.
Yeah, and it was that her coach was, I guess, telling their team, we need to go out and play our best game because it's playoffs, right?
Yes. Oh, no, this is what I was referencing. preparation is the biggest thing. If you've done everything to prepare yourself, your body, your mind to get to that moment, then you get to just enjoy it.
Right. Right. So you're saying that fits with what I just said about the preparation.
Yes. Yep.
So this all started, according to this article, because her coach was like, it's playoffs. We all need to bring our best game. And she was like, I mean, no, we don't. We've put in all the work. We just need to go play our game. We don't have to go give our best game because now we're all just going to try to do things that we don't do. Yep. And then as a team, obviously, you're not going to be very, very good. But as a goalie especially, you're going to chase the game and you're not going to let it come to you. And when you're in that spot, it kind of feels like the net is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, her coach, it says, I was just talking to my coach about that, and we were talking about playoffs, and she's like, people need to play their best game. And I said, we don't need players to play their best games anymore. We work as a team to be consistent, and now it's like everyone can have their average game, and we're fine. As an athlete, to know the average you is good enough takes away from thinking you have to make a crazy save or dive, because that's often when you're going to let the weak one in.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going out there and you're like, I got to make all these crazy saves instead of just going and playing your game, yeah, that's like we said, you're going to end up chasing it. Goals are going to go in that you're like, what was I doing?
Yeah, she broke it down really good.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. And I think she set a record this year for save percentage with like a 950.
955.
Which is insane. Nobody has a 955 save percentage.
No.
But
and almost 1 goals against average.
Right. Yeah, almost 1.
That's crazy. She's basically just stopping, she's letting in 1 on 25 every night.
She's like, if I give up 1 goal tonight, I probably had a bad game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I could have given up 0.
Yeah. Yeah, how many shutouts do you have to have that goals against average?
I'm going into a game like I've probably played pretty well unless I give up 7.
I only let in 4 tonight.
She's like, if I give up 1, I suck.
Yeah, she's pissed. Yeah, she's not happy about it.
It's a good standard. I got to get to that. But yeah, so I mean, the whole point of this is if you have to, in order for you to go out there and play and enjoy it and be focused, you have to put in the work beforehand, though. Like, you have to be doing the off-ice training, the on-ice training, your preparation, the night before, the day before. All that has to be done well and intentional so that when you do go out on the ice, you can just relax and play your game. And that's when you'll play your best. And especially for a championship, it's hard to do because we all care about the outcome. But you almost have to, you have a better chance of getting the outcome you want by caring about it less when you go into a game.
Yeah.
When you're preparing and training during the week, you have to have that outcome in mind because that's what's going to, inspire you to put the work in.
Yeah. You hear from big time athletes all the time too, a lot of people don't like the person who's having a lot of success. Or a lot of people say, oh, he got lucky, that's why he's where he's at. But you hear a lot of big time athletes who are constantly winning. There's always there's a handful of athletes that everyone's always like, how is he always winning?
Yeah.
How's Tom Brady always winning? And it's like, well, it's all the work you do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And a big part of that, or a big benefit of doing that work behind the scenes when no one is looking, is whether it's subconscious or not, that you've done the work, so now you can just go out there and play.
Yeah, and it gives you confidence. You can't be confident if you haven't done the work.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's a pretty cool quote by her.
Very.
So now we have a different article.
It's a very mature quote because it is. Like you said, over time you've learned the same thing, but you're 32 years old.
Right, you don't just snap your fingers and it happens.
No. And you can't, there's no faking it. There's no fake telling yourself when it's just you and you that you've put the work in or not.
Right. Right.
Okay, Darcy Kemper has a couple good ones here too.
Darcy Kemper, I think multiple-time Vezina finalist, but at least was it this season or 2 seasons ago maybe?
I don't know.
Vezina finalist.
I do know that he won the Stanley Cup in 2022.
That's a good point.
So that's pretty good.
Yep.
Trying hard gets you in trouble. It's about balancing the extra energy of playoffs. I think it's good to have those butterflies and excitement going into those games, and it's just about channeling it the right way. If you start flying around the net and getting out of the play, you get yourself in trouble. But if you use it and channel it to be more focused and be more in the moment, then it can become a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that one, to me, the way I read that is it's okay to be nervous and excited for big games or any game, but specifically big games.
Right.
As long as you channel it the right way and don't take that energy that you have just from caring so much and using it to try and do more physically on the ice.
Yeah, right.
He's saying if you channel it to be more focused and be more in the moment, which I think is the biggest part, being in the moment. I mean, then it can become a huge advantage over not having someone who doesn't have these butterflies and excitement going on.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Which I think, I mean, I'm sure you have. I know I've experienced that before too.
I mean, going into any big game or almost any game, there's obviously going to be some butterflies.
Yeah. Yeah,
100%.
almost
just because the nature of the
game.
position. Yeah. And they can be amplified into a playoff.
Well, and there was times
or a championship game.
And majority of people in the world are in these shoes more than not. There was times when you and I played with one another that one of us wouldn't get to play for 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're talking. So how could you not be excited to play?
Right. Yeah. 100%.
After 2 weeks of not playing.
Right.
So this is something you and I have dealt with on a regular basis when we were goalie partners.
Yeah.
So, and the reason why I say it's even more relatable for more goalies than not is because if you're playing, most goalies don't get to play pro hockey and play 80 games or 60 games or whatever a year.
Right.
They're probably playing like 20 to 30. So then it's even less games you're playing. So obviously you're going to be excited when you get a chance to play.
100%.
Casey DeSmith had some good ones here, but it's kind of long-winded. Do you want me to go through it, or do you want me to skip to the?
Well, we can just go to his overall point.
His overall point is, it's not about trying harder or pushing your limits or anything like that. As far as physicality, I would say tension is the enemy. That was his tension comes up a bunch.
Yeah.
So he compares it to like a player, like a hockey player squeezing their stick too tight.
Yeah, us going out and trying to make saves.
Yeah, he says his limbs actually get stiffer, which leads to his hands not being loose and therefore his hands not being as good.
100%.
We are staring down the puck, not taking in the full ice visually. So my reads aren't as good because I'm more puck focused because you are trying harder. So I think his is, what was the word there? Tension.
Tension. Yeah.
Trying too hard breeds tension.
Right. Yeah. So he's saying going out there and trying to harder to make saves because it's a big game it just leads to increased tension, and then now you're not going to react and read the game as well.
No, especially if you've been doing it a certain way for 30 games in the regular
for the whole
season.
season. Yeah, and then you go change it.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a tournament and you're playing in a championship game of like a tournament in November.
Yeah.
Which I've been to some of those.
Yeah. I mean,
not in the championship, but
point.
I'm saying the tournaments.
But you could also make the argument that it's like, well, you've played goalie since you were
right.
How many ever years you've been playing.
Right.
Why are you changing all of a sudden right now?
Right. Shouldn't be.
Andrei Vasilevsky, he says, don't think too much. There's already too much pressure, and if you add even more on yourself, it's not going to help you. I know stakes are higher, but at the same time, if you change too much, it's going to hurt you. You can think it's playoffs, I have to do this or that, but I feel like my first playoff series, actually I did pretty decent because I didn't think about it. I feel like the main thing is I don't think too much. There's already too much pressure. I already read that part. You played so many... hang on. I don't want to miss one here. You played so many games during the regular season. You know what works and what doesn't. So relax, breathe, and just play.
There's like a 2-time Vezina and 2-time Cup winner saying, playoffs, just relax and play. Yeah, but I think he's been on both sides of it because he's won Cups, but then against Toronto, I think a couple seasons ago, he was getting destroyed in the first round.
Yeah.
And unusual goals for him. And so I think he's been on both sides of it. And that's usually you can tell if a goalie's really good and they're just really struggling. Usually not usually. It's because they're thinking too much and they're trying too hard to get out of whatever struggle they may have just faced.
Yeah.
But that's great. I mean, I think, again, we sound like a broken record because all these great goalies sound like a broken record.
Yeah, they're all saying the same thing.
Which is just go out and play. You don't have to try harder because it's a championship or playoff or whatever. You just have to go play. You just got to go play.
I do like this one from Dubnyk too.
Okay.
And again, I know it's the whole broken record thing, but you need, because I think this answers the question okay, so I'm supposed to be an athlete and be ready to play intense, but then, these guys are kind of saying not to.
Well, you can still be, I think you can still be intense. You just don't need to go out and just be like, I got to try super hard to make saves.
Right.
You just got to go be intense. Don't think about I got to do too much.
So this will further that point. You need, from Devin Dubnyk, you need intensity still, but you can't go chasing. It's a fine line, and once you cross that line and start to chase the play, it's over.
Yeah.
Trying to do more. Oh, this is Aiden Hill. Trying to do more can be a trap. I like that.
So he just won the cup in 2023. And yeah, I mean, again, you're going to overmove, you're going to overreact, you're going to try to make a save that you normally make. It's just going to squeak through you. You're just going out there to be overactive, you know?
Yep. You'll like this one from Dubnik. I feel like you wrote this. It's a difficult mental battle to be a part of. We're all competitive and we all want to win, and when things don't go well, the first thing we want to do is go out there and make a difference. A forward can hop the boards and go run somebody, get in a fight, and score a goal. We don't get to do that as goalies. We have to do the opposite and rein it in. Pull it back and let the game come to us. When you push too hard, you're not letting the game come to you. We all know it's detrimental to how we perform. That literally sounds like something you say to me on a monthly basis. Like you wrote that paragraph. I think that's sick.
That's funny. I think it's kind of cool that like if you want a certain result or a certain outcome, instead of focusing on going out there and trying to make something happen in the game, go out there and your focus should be just letting the game come to you. I'm just gonna let it come to me.
Yeah.
Just gonna relax, let the game come to me. That's a pretty cool mentality of like, if you want it, it's hard, we can't really control outcomes as goalies, but if we wanted to, that's the way we would do it. It's just by relaxing and letting the game come to us, not trying to go out there and make something happen.
As we're talking about this topic, I can't remember if I brought this up before. I think I have. Maybe it was just conversation with you and I, but the last game I ever played, I wanted to win so bad, and I was like a basically 30-year-old goalie at this point.
Yeah.
The last game I ever played, this was still something that I was trying to perfect.
Yeah.
But it's so hard because you're like, I mean, this game I'm talking about, we were one game away from going to the finals.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's go, right?
Right,
like
yeah.
you're so
100%.
excited.
Absolutely.
You just want to go. You want to go to the finals so bad.
100%.
And I remember there was a couple goals where I was like, "What am I doing? Like I'm just running all over the place here,"
Yeah.
But it's crazy because 2 nights before that, I actually felt really good and I was just calm. And if I actually look back at both of those games from like from 1,000 feet above and just kind of look at them both, one game I was just kind of chill. It's game one of the series.
Right. There's
not really that much pressure.
Right.
It's
There's
nothing you're not going to win that series that game.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, 2 nights later, we have a chance to go to the finals, and
you're obviously excited.
go all over.
It's like the
place.
Bob thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob was doing it at age 35, so you really can't feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 15 years in the NHL at that point.
Yeah, it's crazy. So if it's happening to him, obviously it can happen to me, and obviously it can happen to whoever's listening to this.
Right.
Because, I mean, if it's happening to Bob.
And the games were different, too, because the one game we like kind of scored a little bit early and kind of got rolling. So then it's like, if I give up 4, we'll still win 6-4.
Right.
So there's like no pressure on yourself.
Yeah, see, I don't have that good of a memory.
It's something like that.
I don't remember how many goals I let in those games.
I don't know either. I think the first one was 2. We won
second one I know was
5 or 6-2.
It had to be at least 4.
I think it was 4, which isn't bad.
And but I think 3 of the 4 came in the first period.
Maybe.
At least 2, and if it wasn't 3, then it was 2 in the second.
Okay.
I think. Like 90% sure.
Yeah, but it's tough because now you have the game circumstances where if your team scores a bunch, and especially early, you're just like, okay, well now I have some like if I can give up 4 goals and I'll be okay.
Yeah, you have that cushion.
It's a little bit different. You almost have to have that mentality even when it's 0-0.
Yeah. Fuck, it's hard to do though.
It's all this is like way harder to do in practice than it is, us just discussing it.
Yeah. I got one more goalie quote here.
Okay.
This is coming from Vitek, right?
Yep.
Vitek Vanacek. He had such a good quote. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Oh, this is that. I read this one to you before. This one's interesting. There's a lot of screenshots. He's talking about playoffs here, okay?
Right.
Or he's talking about the difference between a playoff game versus a regular season game.
Right.
There's a lot of screenshots. You have to battle really hard in the playoffs to find the puck. It's not the same as in the season. In the playoffs, it's very different. For sure, it's faster, but when the goalie is more calm, like he is in the season, it's better.
So just being calm.
Just being calm.
Yeah.
Like he's acknowledging the fact that the game is a little bit different, but he, in his opinion, and obviously ours and many others, just because that the game has slightly changed or maybe even become more difficult in the playoffs doesn't mean you have, as a goalie, have to change what you're doing.
I think it's different in playoffs. It's a little bit different. Like it's more difficult because there's a lot more traffic and that kind of stuff. People going to the net, but it's usually easier because the chances are few and far between.
Yeah, because everyone's just trying to shut it down.
Right, everyone's
way
trying to
more
shut it
block
down.
shots.
Yeah,
but that comes with its own challenges too, obviously.
Right.
But I think the general point here is that you don't have to change just because.
You don't have to change.
The stakes are higher.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have all these great goalies talking about these things, and they're kind of saying things that I think for us it took us like 10 years of pro hockey to learn. But like
at least like 5 or 6 years of pro hockey.
Right. But like I said, it's cool because we kind of came to the same conclusion as these goalies, and it's kind of cool to see other goalies like concluding the same thing of, yeah, it's a big game. Yeah, you want a certain outcome. You want to win. You want to win, a championship, whatever. But you can't think about that going into the game. You just relax and play and don't try to do too much or change your game.
Yeah, it's cool to hear it from these guys too.
Right, 100%.
When you're playing at a level below somebody else, and you're watching that person above you, sometimes you're thinking, are they fighting the same battles that I fight?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point because if I think something, I'm like, okay. But then if like two-time Cup and Vezina winner Vasilevsky is thinking something, I'm like, all right,
that's good.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm
on the same boat.
Right. Right. And we tell goalies all the time the problems that you're facing are the same problems NHL goalies are facing.
Yeah. Mentally. Yeah. Which is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Physically, your problems are probably far different than theirs.
Well,
because
probably.
You didn't you didn't get a filet mignon on the plane last night with a massage therapist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking you're just more referencing there's like 10-year-olds listening that aren't physically developed yet, but
that's a good. Well, yeah. Aside from that, treatment in the NHL.
You're talking to the Western League goalie right now.
I'm talking to the Western League goalie. I'm talking to the right. Yeah,
you can make it through that.
I'm talking to the Western League goalie that as they're lining up in the tunnel to get on the ice for warm-ups, the subs from Subway are being delivered to the rink for post game.
Yeah.
They're sitting there in the grease the whole time.
Yeah.
And you haven't even gone out for warm-ups yet. And you're like, oh, I know how those are going to be after the game.
Those are going to be wet.
You're like, I hope this game goes well.
Yeah.
I might not have it in.
And then there's guys in like the NA3 that are going, you guys get fed?
Yeah.
You guys get food?
Yeah, they're like, what do you mean? What soggy food delivered before warm-ups?
I wish I had some soggy subs.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's good.
And there's the NHL guys that are like, I wonder if they'll prepare my steak a little bit more medium than usual or if they'll go a little bit more medium rare after this game tonight.
I hope it's not too cooked. Like I hope it's not.
It's got to be. It's got to be meat. It's got to be sort of medium, but not too medium.
Yeah. But Louise is the chef on the plane tonight, so he knows what I like.
And the mashed potatoes better have the right amount of creaminess.
Yeah.
They can't be too.
Or I'm gonna be pissed. Or I'm only tipping 400.
Right. Or I'm not flying tonight.
Yeah.
So, anyways, physically probably different battles. Yes, bodies are different. Workloads are different. But mentally, in terms of all these different things, you want to win, they want to win. You want a certain outcome in a game, they want a certain outcome in a game. You have goals, they have goals. A lot is the same. You're in a game, the goal at the other end makes like 2 great saves, and you're in your own end thinking, wow, now I got to make 2 great saves because that goalie just did.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool mentally to say like, hey, all of us at the end of the day are human beings, and we're all facing the similar mental battles in the net. The difference is how NHL goalies probably handle them compared to like a 10-year-old goalie.
Yeah,
because they're more used to them, they can manage them a little bit better.
Yeah, they've had more time to realize it, and they also have resources, of like a support staff.
Right. They have a ton of resources too.
So, I mean, for most goalies, they're going to have like a goalie coach, which is great, but,
yeah,
definitely want to find a goalie coach that has been through it before so he can explain it to you.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and anyone from, playing 8U hockey to adult league goalies have come and talked to me and said, hey, I have this problem where, whatever, the goalie the other end makes a couple good saves. I feel like I have to. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I just read an article the other day about an NHL goalie saying the same thing.
Yeah. Join the club.
Right.
Yeah, join the club, buddy.
Right. So you're like, at the end of the day, we're all similar.
Yeah. Which should be comforting.
I think it is comforting.
And there's a way to, obviously work on it. And just, I think whenever you're trying to solve a problem, you gotta what? There's like a 3-step process. It's like knowing there's a problem, attempting to fixing the problem, and then actually fixing the problem. Is that right?
I don't know. That's that one.
Did I just make that up?
You. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll just claim this for now, but I'm sure I heard it from somewhere else.
You definitely have to admit if there's a problem. I know that.
Right. You got to admit there's a problem. You got to actually try and fix the problem, and then you fix the problem.
Okay.
This is one of those problems that, like, I don't know if you ever actually get to step 3. You have to work at it over time.
Yeah, I don't think this is one that you probably never fix because you're always going to want to win.
Well, it's just we're talking about mental.
If you really don't care about the outcome, then you probably should be doing something else.
100%.
But
or you're like 70 years old and you've been like sitting on a Japanese mountain for 60 years, like doing insane mental training. Right. That guy's probably got it figured out.
Right.
But he's probably not going to play in the National League because he's been doing it for 60 years.
Right. He hasn't been doing any hockey practice at that point.
Right. So you're always going to be working at this, but I think you got to get to step 2 and actually work on it.
No one is perfect at it, but the whole thing is that some people are better at it than others because they've acknowledged it. But like NHL goalies.
We do often joke, though. Maybe that guy just is so good because he just doesn't actually care. Like, how do you get that good? Is it just maybe he just doesn't care?
Right.
I'm half kidding.
Maybe it's a strength.
But like, there's even like some body language stuff, like with like Igor Shesterkin we watch, where like his hands are on the top of his pads and it's like a 3-on-1, then they're at the top of the circle.
Well, Igor's an anomaly because when they're coming down on a rush, if they're at like the top of the circles, he's like still not in his stance.
He's like taking a sip of his water bottle.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, sometimes he gets scored on because of it, but sometimes
usually he
looks
doesn't.
great. Yeah. But sometimes he wins the Vezina.
I mean, he does like 30 like from his goal line to the far blue line saucer passes a season, and maybe 2 of them mess up.
Right.
How good do you have to be to have that good of like numbers? Like most goalies, if they tried that, it's like off their stick in the back of their net. Or like hits a guy in the head, or like hits the D-man in the pants. Igor just sauces it. And like
trying to think of all the ones
you see,
I've
like
done.
the feathers on the jumbotron, like kind of breeze by. It's so high in the air.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
just on the guy's tape.
Yep.
Like who had the famous video? Marty Turco.
Yeah, Marty
he was so good.
Marty would hit guys coming out of the penalty box.
He was so good at that, and he did the glove on top, didn't he?
Yeah,
of his stick. Like blocker glove?
No.
Who did that? I thought that was him. Yeah, Cujo did it.
The Cujo flip.
Dwayne Rollison did it too, right?
Yeah, and Dwayne would drop it out of his glove and hit it with one hand into the neutral zone, which I also am never going to attempt. I'm going to put it down and shoot.
Guys just don't have it like they used to. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just don't have that.
If you look at, was it you that sent me the list of like goalies that played from like 2005 to 2012?
I don't know.
It was we're talking like you got guys like Carey Price, Pecorine.
Yeah, Ryan Miller, Fleury.
Ryan Miller. Oh my, it was Fleury, so good. Yeah. Jonathan Quick,
Jonas Hiller had to be in there.
Jonas Hiller was in there.
Jonas Gustafsson had to be in there.
Yeah, probably.
The monster, Kari Lehtinen,
definitely.
Thomas Vokoun.
Yeah.
I mean, we could list these all day.
Oh, it was
Hank.
Like, Hank.
We could list these all day.
Tuukka Rask.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was so good.
We could list these all day.
It was so good.
But no, I think it's kind of cool that the overarching thing is that, if you have a big game, championship game, semifinal game, whatever it is, just going in and playing is the big thing and not trying to do too much, because once you start trying to do too much, you put yourself in a bad spot mentally and physically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also, it was kind of cool. We talked about this. We actually did a talk on this at our camp this past week.
Yeah, we did. Coach
Chuck sent us a video kind of related to this. Coach Chuck is our mental coach with our camp. He sent us a video about this too, so it was pretty cool to see that, this is kind of how he thinks about all this stuff too.
Yeah, he works with a lot of athletes, so and he helped me big time in the last couple of years of my career with it too. So he knows. He used to be a goalie, so he's been there himself.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of cool that to round all this up, we talked about this at our camp. So
yeah. You get a lot at our camps.
You
get a lot. You see a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So check them out. We'll have another website up soon with
information on the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, real soon.
So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. Hope you found this valuable.
Yeah. Please ask us any questions, or if you want us to talk about anything,
comments,
let us know.
Yep. And if you found this valuable, please leave us a review on Spotify or wherever you can do reviews.
Yes, please.
Helps us a lot.
Thank you.
So thank you, everybody. Take care.